Tomboy must be successful. Tommy must be. Rich. Tomboy must be successful. Tomboy must be talented. Tomboy must be famous if she's an artist. Tomboy must be talented. Tomboy must be smart. Well educated. Tomboy must be Tomboy must be talented.
Entering the barbershop is like entering a little time capsule, like as if like the past was preserved, squished between the buildings on the right and left. And it feels like, on the one hand, it's kind of threatened by all these high-rise buildings that's surrounding it, as if it could be squished at any time and just disappear. But on the other hand, it feels like something that could stay there forever. When you enter, you feel like you're just in the past and you could stay there. And it's preserved for you to experience something you could otherwise not experience. And for me as a dancer, I'm allowed to be more playful. I'm allowed to touch and to use my whole body to enter the space. I'm not just using my eyes. I can use my hands and my whole body, everything, to feel and to experience. And that is a very amazing way of going into a space and interact with a space. And I enjoyed it very much.
There is a time for everything, no place for anyone. Is there a mime of everyone? Is there a mime of anything? No space for everyone. There is a time for everything. Is there no time for anything? No place for no one. Is there a mime of everyone? Once a time of many faces. Not a place for no one, nor a mime of anyone else. One of many, many mimes. Everything has no face. Is there a mime of everyone? Is there a time of anything? A mime of placemakers. There is a time for everything. Is there a mime of everyone?
Being both the organizers and artists of Project Oikwan, I have the privilege to access the barbershop whenever I want. One of my most cherished memories is witnessing the artists pour their time and energy into creating dialogue and art within the confines of the 2x6 meter, 60-year-old space located in an alleyway. Their perspectives have allowed me to continually rediscover the space and appreciate details that I may have overlooked before. This experience has inspired Between the Acts, my photography collection featuring the artists of Project Oikwan, captured at the barbershop since October 2022.
If there's anything that comes to my mind when describing this place, it's that it's got character. This is something that tends to happen when a place has been around for as long as this barbershop has. Having spent around 60 hours studying every last detail inside of it while making my artwork, there's no denying how much history can be felt between these narrow walls.
When I first encountered Kwan Barbers, I was 12 years old. It was the middle of the night, and I was walking around Wan Chai with my father and brother. We came upon the barber chairs and sat in them and looked around at the stall and all the tools around, wondering who might go there and who worked there. I never imagined that one day I would get my hair cut there and that the shop would inspire me.
My name is Jun Meng. In my recent series of sculpture based on the Oikwan barbershop in Hong Kong, I sought to capture the essence of this shop through a collection of objects and artifacts that evoke its nostalgic charm and character. Using porcelain as my medium, I created a series of sculptures that captures the essence of everyday objects found within the shop, such as a price list, hair dryer, talcum powder, and a can of beer. As you explore this sculpture, you'll be transported to a different time and place where the sound of hair dryer and the scent of talcum powder fill the air. Each piece is a work of art in its own right, but together they tell a larger story about the history and culture of Oikwan barbershop. These sculptures are also a reflection of my own personal connection to an old barbershop. As a child, my mother used to bring me to a Shanghainese barbershop for haircut. I hope this sculpture will serve as a reminder of the beauty and uniqueness of Oikwan.
My work consists of 3 paintings where I stamped my face and added some imaginary hairstyles to create some new personas so it represent me, but perhaps also someone slightly different with long hair and with someone that I could have been. And this is right now my starting point for the next paintings to come. So definitely I will stick to the portrait with the hairstyle and start to work around what this persona can be and maybe start to tell a story of this new personality that I might be just by changing the hairstyle.
These two works are called half-price seats, and that's exactly what they are. They're two planks found within the barber shop that were used for years to prop up children in the barber chair. I've chosen to take them out of the context of the barber shop and photograph them in the studio. That way, it's very much like looking at an artifact in a museum. You really start to look at them rather than seeing them part of the furniture. You start looking at the grains and all the wear and tear of the paintwork on top. And hopefully, when people really stare at them, you start to get a sense of the history and all the children that sat on them over the years, and through them get a sense of history of the barbershop.
The city is slowly fading from view, vanishing in a smog of nostalgic fantasies. Every object is sublimated into an endless series of paper-thin copies, every instance of authenticity obscured behind a thick digital veil. We produce images in order to control reality and freeze time, but they ultimately end up controlling us. Like a child focusing the sunlight with a magnifying glass, you hope the machine's accelerated reality feedback would ultimately burn a portal through the walls of this kaleidoscopic prison. But as the tunnel in front of you flickered ever brighter and emptier and more sublime, your head was getting heavier and heavier.
I have this memory of a barbershop that my parents used to take me to when I was a child. Every time we visited, my parents and the barberman will always talk about how quickly time flew since my very first haircut there as a 1-month baby. This personal experience and the cultural significance of hair in traditional culture have always inspired me to use photography to capture the beautiful human connections and everyday life that are tied to barbershops on the street.
To me, Oikwan represents network and heterosymbiotic relationship with the surrounding communities in the sense of time and environment. So I aligned natural ecology with society and history. Besides the imagery of hair, I diverted plants and roots found in public space to demonstrate the inner wave and context of the city and of life. You may also feel the sense of loneliness and struggle for survival, with ambiguous identity and alienation of city space through the work, as Oikwan somehow represents a queer or alternative space in the city to me. Tomboy must be rich. Tomboy must be decent. Tomboy must be successful. Tomboy must be rich. Tomboy must be well educated. Tomboy must be talented. Tomboy must be decent. Tomboy must be successful. Tomboy must be wealthy. Tomboy must be rich. Tomboy must be successful. Tomboy must be well educated. Tomboy must be rich. Tomboy must be successful. Tomboy must be talented. Tomboy must be smart. Tomboy must be famous if she's an artist. Tomboy must be talented. Tomboy must be smart.
I continue to need ways to connect with our Cantonese heritage, connect with my grandparents and my ancestors who are not alive anymore. And what better way to do that than to be with like-minded artists of all mediums who are passionate in their own way and be able to celebrate this culture together, keep it alive. This is really precious. Thank you.